How did I end my day? By purposely wrecking what I knew had a chance of being correct. I made something that was perfect. There was me and there was someone else. And I could have just said, hey, how's it going? You didn't call me back last week. But when I saw that he was avoiding me, I immediately ran over to the tractor, pulled off the air pipe on the top, and looked down the pipe to see tons of dirt inside. That should be cleaned at least twice a week, but it's cleaned maybe once a month. So because there was someone else there, my son was there, and I told my son, if you're going to go to this place and work, try and tell this guy to keep it clean, because if you block the air intake, you're going to block the whole motor, and you're going to shut down a $10,000 motor. So when I went up and looked and I said, this is dirty. And I spoke to the guy in front of me. I said, and he's walking away. I said, why you're walking away? He says, that's what you do. You run up on top, and he says, you untake the air pipe. I said, you didn't talk to me. I said, you stood there with my son. You didn't say a word. You didn't look at me. I said, last week I called you. I said, can you give me a call back? If you can't call me back, I'll call my brother. Oh, because there was something associated between my brother and this guy and my son. And he was all mad. I says, how's your father? How's his father? Poor father is apparently Alzheimer's, which is very bad. But anyways, how's your father? But he took off and he's saying, you got to come back by 5 o'clock. You got to come back by 5 o'clock. And we rushed to come back by 5 o'clock. He says, oh, all I want is to take the keys and put them inside. For 30 years that I'm there, I can throw them in the window the way everything's ever been done. But because I was in the truck, they purposely set it up this way. The next part about this is yesterday, but I understood today. I meet a man. His name is Steve. He's the oldest guy I know from the long time ago, connected to my grandfather. Steve, Eve, 545. Eden and Eve is the same. D is in the V family. You know what happens when you get two V's together? Let me show you what happens when you get two V's together. Look what happens when you get two V's together. Look what happens when you get two V's together. It's either the Lamed or the letter N. V and V upside down, the letter N. Here's the one that's in between. This way to this way is 6. This way to this way is 4. But they never show up together, so we need N and N. You saw what this is, right? Let's not talk about it. So, I'm on to number 2. Something to do with different shapes. And I'm going to show you something to do with crescents. Okay? Here is a square. Here is a piece of paper. And here is a piece of paper. These two pieces of paper are not the same. Okay? So what I do to make these two pieces of paper come the same is I take this one piece of paper and I put it over here, and they call it the crest. You don't know what actually is here. You don't know that it's this that's joining them, and they are not one. Then what they usually do is they cut off the edges, making it look like one. They cover it over with a sheeting, and it looks like one piece when it's actually 3 pieces. I started to say something else. Yes, they took down the house I was born in. The synagogue was called the house of Jacob. The house was the one I lived. Ben Raphael, Laser Lipa. And the same day that the family down the street was working around our area, they took down her original birth house. And guess what? She's one of my friends. Well, that's not nice. Can I just say she's my friend? I didn't have to add her to anybody else. She's my friend. She's there. I'm here. We're next to each other. We're down the street, born next to each other. Now they take down our 2 houses, and we're next to each other. Today I drove down her old street. It was called Bois something, but her name is Bois. She's got a crazy name. It says wood. It says a glass. Vert. You know what a vert is? Vert is green. Vert is a worm in the grass. Vert is a glass. Backwards, it's to rev the car. It's an abbreviation. ER is part for earth, as in tear, or to rip apart earth. From one word, a big story. So, I don't like to have something with somebody else. But as this person doesn't want to talk to me at all, you know what he says to me? He says, your brother said that if my brother shows up, just ignore him. That's what my brother told this guy. That's what he blurted out. He says, well, your brother told me, should this happen, I should just ignore you. Well, before the ignoring comes to be, if this is a yin-yang proposition of communication of two people that see different, if you can't communicate at all because you don't have the concept of communication, you need the concept of communication that brings these three things together. Because it's this one thing. Two people talk to this. They're not allowed to talk to each other. The red can't talk to the white. They both talk to this. And this talks bad. You need a negotiator. Someone that knows the concept of speech. So this is the way I understood. And guess what? I knew it was like that anyways. I already was prepared for this situation. Because last week, my brother promised my son a truck for the 21st, in which my son picks up and calls this guy for a confirmation just to make him aware the truck won't be there. He needs to pick up the keys. This guy says, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't have it on the 21st. Well, it so happens the 21st is Father's Day. And we are supposed to have written down in the newspapers and on the Weather Channel, heavy lightning storms. They are going to light 10-9 candles on Father's Day. What will the weather be? Will it be sweltering? What will be the angle of the reality? How much of the world has to see so much of its reality? Because with news today, however they put it on mini, minor, or major channels for showing the news, hey, look, Ron, yeah, we're in Canada, but look down in Tennessee. Woo, they had a big whirlwind today. Boom, I'm living in their reality. My mind has been taken, and now I'm somewhere else in Kentucky. At the same time, I sit in the seat I stand right now. I'm standing. My back is standing right up, sitting on my ass. I'm sitting. My backbone is sitting on my ass. Well, actually, my ass is down at the seat. Dead center. Not moving at all. But with all this motion, I think I have to pee. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I like this. The crown on the moon. See that little point that sticks up? Depending on the size of the tape. Let's not get into this. 808 playing cards. I like to drive a bike. Ride my bicycle. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.